Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 2, Lesson 16, and today we're talking about complements, the words that finish what a verb starts. We'll focus on two of them, the direct object and the indirect object. And by the end, you'll be able to spot each one and tell them apart with a couple of simple questions. Let's dig in. Before we name the types, let's understand the big idea. A complement is a word or group of words that completes the meaning of a verb. Sometimes the verb needs a little more to feel finished, and the complement provides it. A complement can be a single word or a whole group of words working together. In this lesson, we'll focus on two kinds that follow action verbs, the direct object and the indirect object. Let's take them one at a time. Let's meet the first kind of complement, the direct object. A direct object is a receiver that answers what or whom after an action verb. Here's a sentence. The chef roasted the peppers. The verb is roasted, and when I ask, roasted what? The sentence answers back, the peppers. Because a word answers that what question, the peppers is the direct object. A direct object always answers what or whom right after an action verb. A direct object doesn't have to be a single word. It can have more than one part. Look, Leo packed sandwiches and apples. The verb is packed. And packed what? Sandwiches. And apples too. Both nouns answer the what question, so they're both direct objects, joined together by the word and. Whenever two receivers share one verb like this, you have a compound direct object. Now the second kind of complement, the indirect object. An indirect object is the receiver that comes just before the direct object. Here, Priya handed her brother the keys. The verb is handed. Now watch the two receivers. First ask, handed to whom? Her brother. That's the indirect object. Then ask, handed what? The keys. That's the direct object. Notice the order. The indirect object, her brother, sits between the verb and the direct object, the keys. Here's the rule that keeps everything straight. The order is always the same. Verb, then indirect object, then direct object. And there's a neat test to confirm an indirect object. You can reword the sentence using the little words to or for. Take bought them lunch. You can rewrite it as bought lunch for them, and it still means the same thing. So them is the indirect object. One last crucial point. You can only have an indirect object when there's also a direct object. No direct object means no indirect object, ever. Let's boil it down to a quick check. Step 1, find the action verb. Step 2, say the verb and ask what or whom. The answer is your direct object. Step 3, ask to whom or for whom. And if a word sits in front of that direct object, it's your indirect object. And keep the guardrail in mind. No direct object means no indirect object. Answer those, and complements will never trip you up. Let's practice. Let's practice. For each sentence, find the action verb, then ask what or whom right after it. The word that answers is the direct object. And watch out, because one of these has no direct object at all. Pause and decide before I reveal each answer. The mechanic tightened the bolts. Find the verb, tightened. Now ask, tightened what? The bolts. That word answers the what question, so the bolts is the direct object. The storm uprooted trees and fences. The verb is uprooted. Uprooted what? Trees, and fences too. Both nouns answer, so this is a compound direct object, trees and fences. The hikers rested beside the river. The verb is rested. Ask, rested what? Nothing answers. Beside the river only tells us where they rested. So this sentence has no direct object at all. One more set. Each of these sentences has both a direct object and an indirect object. Remember, the indirect object comes first, right between the verb and the direct object, and answers to whom or for whom. Pick the indirect object in each. Pause and choose before I answer. Grandma knitted us warm scarves. The direct object is what she knitted, warm scarves. But for whom did she knit them? Us. That word comes before the direct object and answers for whom, so us is the indirect object. The coach gave the team a pep talk. What did the coach give? A pep talk. That's the direct object. Now, gave it to whom? The team. Sitting right before the direct object, the team is the indirect object. Owen tossed the goalie the ball. Tossed what? The ball, the direct object. Tossed to whom? The goalie. Because the goalie comes just before the ball and answers to whom, it's the indirect object. Let's gather what we've learned. A complement is a word or group of words that completes the meaning of a verb. And today we met two kinds. A direct object answers what or whom right after an action verb, and it can even have more than one part, giving you a compound direct object. An indirect object answers to whom or for whom, and it always sits in front of the direct object. Remember, you can only have an indirect object when a direct object is there too. Test it by rewording with to or for. Beautifully done. In our next lesson, we'll look at subject and object complements. I'll see you there.